Two people walk into a financial advisor's office. The first arrives in a leased Porsche wearing a gold Rolex. He looks wealthy. He isn't. He has $75,000 in credit card debt, an $800,000 mortgage, and less than $100,000 saved. The second couple arrives in a Ford Taurus. The husband is wearing an 18-year-old Timex watch. They have a net worth of nearly $2 million, and they're retiring at 52. Same country, same economic system, completely different result. So what did the second couple do differently? That question is exactly what David Bach answers in The Automatic Millionaire, a personal finance classic that has sold over 1 million copies worldwide and spent nearly a decade on bestseller lists. Bach's core argument is simple, almost uncomfortable in how obvious it sounds. The reason most people never build wealth has nothing to do with income or intelligence. It has everything to do with how their financial system is, or isn't, designed. According to research Bach cites, more than half of American workers have less than $25,000 saved. 1 in 3 has nothing at all. And yet, the tools to build real wealth are available to almost everyone. The problem isn't access. The problem is behavior. Most financial advice assumes you have the willpower to follow through consistently month after month for decades. Bach's approach assumes you don't, and builds the whole system around that reality. Here's the central idea. Any financial plan that requires you to make the right decision every single month will eventually fail. Life gets busy. Temptation is constant. Willpower runs out. The McIntyres, that couple in the Ford Taurus, didn't become millionaires through iron discipline. They became millionaires by setting up an automated system once early in their marriage and letting it run for 30 years. They called it protecting yourself from yourself. That phrase is the key to this entire book. Automate everything. The foundation of the Automatic Millionaire system is a behavioral insight, not a financial one. Budgets fail not because people are weak. They fail because they're structurally wrong. A budget asks you to make the correct financial decision dozens of times per month, under stress, in a culture designed to make you spend. That's a setup for failure. Budgets fail. The alternative isn't more discipline. It's removing discipline from the equation entirely. When your money moves automatically, before you ever see it, before you can spend it, before you can change your mind, you stop relying on motivation and start relying on architecture. Protect yourself from yourself. The McIntyres had their savings deducted directly from Jim's paycheck. They never had to decide to save. The decision was made once at the beginning, and the system executed perfectly every month for 3 decades. Set it up once. This is the one-step plan the subtitle promises. Not one habit to maintain forever. One decision to set up the system. After that, the machine runs without you. But what exactly do you automate? It starts with finding money you didn't know you were losing. Find and direct money. Before you can automate anything, you need 2 things: a source of money and a new direction for it. Most people assume they can't save because they don't earn enough. Bach dismantles that assumption completely. Latte factor. The latte factor is any small, habitual, daily expense you barely notice. Coffee, bottled water, subscriptions, fast food. Individually, these feel meaningless. Mathematically, they are devastating. $5 a day redirected into investments at a 10% annual return. TOT rose to nearly $950,000 over 40 years. $10 a day becomes nearly $2 million. The money isn't missing, it's leaking. Pay yourself first. Once you've identified the leak, you redirect it using the most powerful rule in the book. Pay yourself before anyone else. Before rent, before utilities, before taxes. 10 to 15% of your gross income goes to your future self first. and everyone else gets what's left. Pre-tax advantage. Here's where it gets even better. A $5,000 contribution to a pre-tax retirement account might only reduce your take-home pay by $3,500 because the government effectively co-funds your saving through the tax deduction. You save $5,000, you only feel $3,500. Increase savings gradually. You don't need to start at 15%. The McIntyres started at 4% and built from there. Start at whatever doesn't hurt, even 1%, and increase it gradually. The automation does the heavy lifting. Now that money is flowing toward you, where does it go? Invest smart. Redirecting money to yourself is step 1. Putting it in the right containers is step 2. Bach gives you a clear priority ladder and a dead simple default for everyone who doesn't want to think about it. Max Employer Match. If your employer offers a 401k or 403b match, maxing that contribution is the single highest return financial move available to you. An employer match is an instant 50 to 100% return on your money before it's even invested. Not participating is leaving free money on the table. Self-employed tax shelters. Freelancers and entrepreneurs aren't left out. A SEP IRA or solo 401k allows self-employed people to shelter up to 25% of gross income from taxes, a compounding advantage that dramatically accelerates wealth building. Tax-free Roth IRA. The Roth IRA grows completely tax-free and is distributed tax-free at retirement. The earlier you start, the more powerful this becomes. Investment Pyramid. Bach's investment pyramid maps asset allocation to your age. Young investors hold more growth assets. Pre-retirees shift toward bonds and cash. The simplest implementation, one target date fund matched to your retirement year. It rebalances automatically as you age. Set it and forget it. You're saving and investing. But one bad month can undo years of progress. Here's the defensive layer that protects everything. Protect and eradicate debt. Building wealth and carrying high-interest debt at the same time is like filling a bathtub with a drain open. Before you can truly accelerate, you need a protection layer and a debt destruction plan. Emergency cushion. 3 to 12 months of living expenses held in a high-yield money market account, completely separate from your daily spending. This is your financial firewall. If you currently carry credit card debt, build 1 month's cushion first, then attack the debt, paying 20% interest while earning 1% on savings. Is mathematically irrational. Fire extinguisher rule. This fund has one purpose: survival emergencies, job loss, medical crisis, nothing else. Treat it like a fire extinguisher. You only break the glass when the building is actually burning. Split strategy 50-50. Here's the most counterintuitive advice in the book. Don't pause your retirement savings to pay off debt. Split your pay-yourself-first allocation in half. 50% to investing, 50% to debt. You build wealth and erase liability simultaneously. Neither stops. DOLP method. For the debt itself, divide each card's balance by its minimum payment to get its DOLP score. Attack the lowest score first. When that card is cleared, roll its full payment to the next card. When all debt is gone, redirect 100% of those payments to investing, immediately and automatically. Debt is gone. Savings are growing. Now let's talk about the single biggest wealth building asset most people already have access to: debt-free homeownership. The Federal Reserve tracks this data. The median net worth of homeowners is approximately $195,400. The median net worth of renters is approximately $5,400. That is a 36 times difference, and it is not an accident. Forced savings leverage OPM. Homeownership works on 3 levels simultaneously. It is forced savings. Every payment builds equity instead of disappearing. It is leverage. A $50,000 down payment on a $250,000 home gives you 5-to-1 leverage on appreciation, and it uses other people's money. The bank's $200,000 is growing your net worth, not theirs. 36 net worth gap. Renters don't just miss appreciation over a lifetime. They spend hundreds of thousands of dollars making landlords wealthy while building nothing for themselves. Bi-weekly mortgage hack. Pay half your monthly mortgage every 2 weeks instead of the full amount once a month. There are 26 2-week periods in a year, which means you make 13 full payments instead of 12. 1 extra payment per year without feeling the pinch. A 30-year mortgage becomes roughly 25 years. You save over $44,000 in interest. Own free and clear. The McIntyres owned their home free and clear by their late 30s with no mortgage payment. They had extra cash each month, which they used to buy a second property and rent out the first. The system funded itself. The whole system is running. There is one final piece that the McIntyres said made everything feel truly complete. Automated generosity. After 5 branches of finding, directing, growing, protecting, and building, the last move is to give some of it away, automatically, before you think about it. Automated tithing 1-10-10%. Set up a recurring monthly deduction of 1 to 10% of your income to a charity or cause you believe in, not a year-end lump sum. A standing automated transfer, just like every other pillar of this system. Give before you think. The McIntyres didn't wait until they became millionaires to give. They automated it along the way, starting small. The automation removes the annual cycle of guilt and indecision that keeps most people from giving consistently. Completes the system. Bach frames this as the piece that completes the loop. Wealth built purely for accumulation feels hollow. Wealth built with generosity woven in from the beginning feels whole. It reframes money as a tool, not a score. Here's what you can do this week. First, track your spending for 1 full day and find your personal latte factor. Second, contact your HR department and increase your 401k contribution by at least 1%, or set up automatic payroll deduction if you haven't already. Third, open a separate high-yield money market account for emergencies and automate 5% of each paycheck into it. 4 small decisions, 1 afternoon of setup. That's how this system starts. The McIntyres didn't do anything extraordinary. They made a handful of ordinary decisions at the beginning of their lives and then automated them. They didn't have to stay disciplined for 30 years. They only had to be intentional for 1 afternoon. That is the real secret. Wealth is not a result of willpower. It is a result of system design. If this helped you, subscribe for more book breakdowns like this. Find the purchase link for The Automatic Millionaire in the description below.